When I couldn't reach Imani almost 3 weeks ago, I knew something was wrong. Late last night, my worst fears were confirmed, and our family is devastated.
This is the third child I have lost to the state of Georgia. And if you think it's gonna break me, it's not. I done seen all I can see. 3 of my babies gone. I want to thank Rockdale County. I didn't want to give y'all the chance, and I wanted him so bad. But I trusted y'all, and thank you. Thank you. It's not the news that we wanted, but I'm happy that we can hold them accountable.
If there's anyone that's out here that is involved in a toxic relationship, whether you are receiving mental abuse, verbal abuse, or physical abuse, it is not worth keeping quiet.
I want to put my hands on you so
No, you cannot do that, sir.
A tense courtroom confrontation between the father of Imani Roberson and Roberson's accused killer, Donnell Anderson.
It's just crazy, man. You lose, we win, because you ain't gonna never see the streets again.
I tried to get her away from you. You could have taken my life and not my daughter's so she could raise her children.
This is the story of Imani Roberson, a vibrant mother of 4 whose devotion to her family was undeniable. Her connection with Donnell Anderson, her husband, seemed unbreakable, but beneath the surface, darkness brewed. Chilling events unfolded in July, leaving Imani missing and her family shattered. The tragic story of Imani Roberson, a life extinguished prematurely, a family left reeling, is a reminder of the shadows that can cloak even the closest relationships. As we navigate through the investigation, secrets come to light, revealing a community grappling with the harsh reality of domestic turmoil. Welcome to Viral Crimes. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for more stories. This story takes us to Conyers, a city nestled in Rockdale County, Georgia. In the heart of this community was Imani Roberson, a woman whose presence lit up the lives of those around her. Imani was more than just a mother of 4, she was a nurturing force, a confidant, and a friend who touched lives in ways that words struggle to encapsulate. Imani's dedication extended beyond her family, as she worked diligently to provide for her loved ones. She was a woman of strength and determination, known for her caring nature that transcended her role as a mother. With unwavering support, she guided those she cared about through life's challenges. Imani's most cherished role was that of a mother. The love she had for her 4 children was boundless, and her maternal instincts were a guiding light in their lives. She was their protector, their cheerleader, and their confidant, weaving a tight-knit family fabric that enriched their upbringing. Imani Roberson's life was closely connected to Donnell Anderson, her husband and partner. Imani Roberson's relationship with Donnell Anderson appeared to have started as a loving partnership. They had been together for a considerable amount of time, creating an impression of a stable connection. Their relationship had both positive moments and concerning incidents. As time passed, reports suggested that their relationship took a darker turn. Instances of physical and emotional abuse emerged, casting a shadow over the facade of happiness they may have presented online. The charming appearances that outsiders saw were actually hiding the unhealthy and negative interactions that happened behind closed doors. Imani confided in her friends about the challenges she faced with Donnell Anderson. She endured both physical and emotional trauma, all while trying to safeguard her children from the turmoil. Fear likely played a role in her silence and hesitance to share the full extent of her suffering. Unfortunately, abusive relationships can escalate, leading to tragic outcomes. On July 16, Imani Roberson was last seen leaving her mother's house in Conyers after a Sunday dinner with her 4 children. She departed in her white Mazda SUV, leaving her 2 eldest children behind at her mother's home for the night. She headed back to her residence across town, with her last sighting occurring as she drove on Plantation Road. The alarm was raised when Imani's mother, Clarine Andujar White, couldn't reach her daughter the next day and became increasingly concerned. When she visited Imani's house, it was empty, prompting her to file a missing person report with the police. Authorities arrived at Imani's home and discovered traces of blood, a grim sign that something was amiss. A thorough search commenced, involving over 400 hours of search time, interviews, and cell phone record analysis. A crucial lead emerged from grainy footage captured by a neighbor's Ring doorbell. The footage depicted Imani's car quickly reversing out of her driveway on the evening of her disappearance after a loud noise, possibly a gunshot, was heard. 10 days after Imani's disappearance, her burnt-out car was found near Camp Creek Parkway off Union Road in Atlanta, around 24 miles from her home. The car appeared to have been set on fire and burned from the inside, leaving a haunting symbol on the ground where the logo had been charred.
A mother's pain on full display tonight. The woman who brought a missing Rockdale County woman into this world is now pleading for help in finding her.
And today, investigators confirmed that the burned car they found last week belonged to that mother of 4.
Anyone who thinks they may have seen her or the car, please, there is no detail too small.
No one has seen Imani Roberson for more than 2 weeks. Atlanta News First Rachel Aragon updates the search.
Investigators here in Rockdale County say they've spent hundreds of hours searching for Imani. Now her mother is speaking out and hoping the public can help in the search.
She lives 2 streets away and visits almost daily.
It's been 2.5 weeks since Clarine saw Imani Roberson, her daughter, who she talked to every day.
Over the course of the last 20 years, I have lost 3 children. Please help me bring Imani home.
Clarine says Imani, mother of 4, stopped by her Conyers home for dinner July 16th.
She left my home about 5:30 on Sunday evening after we had dinner, en route to her home with her 2 children, and has not been seen since.
Imani's mother reported her missing the next day. Investigators say the 29-year-old white SUV seen here was also missing from her home along Plantation Boulevard that she shares with her husband and young children.
We have continued to work with our local partners.
On July 27th, more than a week since she was first reported missing, investigators found a car matching the description of Imani's SUV in South Fulton County. The car was burned from the inside out. The sheriff's office confirmed the SUV belonged to the 29-year-old, but still no sign of Imani.
We are going to continue to search and investigate this case until we find Imani.
Imani's family is not giving up on a safe return.
Anyone who thinks they may have seen her or the car, please, there is no detail too small.
All of Imani's children are safe, and anyone with any information at all about her whereabouts is urged to call the Rockdale County Sheriff's Office.
Tragically, 8 days later, police cadaver dogs discovered human remains that were confirmed to be Imani Roberson's. Her body was found not far from where her torched vehicle had been discovered, prompting a swift response from law enforcement. Donnell Anderson, Imani's husband, was arrested at an apartment in Atlanta on August 4th, the same day her remains were found. Donnell Anderson, 22 years old, was charged with felony murder, malice murder, aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm during the commission to attempt a felony. He was denied bail and held in custody. As the investigation continued, a second arrest was made. On August 9th, the Rockdale County Sheriff's Office announced the arrest of Cedarius Glaze, Donnell Anderson's brother. Cedarius Glaze, 28 years old, was accused of assisting in hiding Imani Roberson's body.
An emotional confrontation in court as the parents of a murdered mother confronted her accused killer, her husband. Channel 2's Audrey Washington is live at the Rockdale County Jail where the woman's parents say he showed no remorse. Audrey?
Right, a lot of tension inside this courthouse that you see right there behind me when the parents of Imani Roberson confronted their son-in-law. They told him they hope he spends the rest of his life in prison.
I want to put my hands on you so
No, you cannot do that, sir.
A tense courtroom confrontation between the father of Imani Roberson and Roberson's accused killer, Donnell Anderson.
It's just crazy, man. I could have had you right there, man.
Rockdale County Sheriff deputies charged Anderson with murder after they found the body of his wife, Imani Roberson, last week. The mother of 4 disappeared more than 3 weeks ago. Her burnt-out car found in South Fulton County. Tuesday, authorities charged Anderson's brother, Cedarius Glaze, with arson, the concealment of a dead body, and evidence tampering. Wednesday, Anderson appeared before a Rockdale County judge to face an additional charge of cruelty to children. The warrant stated that Roberson's children were present during the murder.
The 3-year-old audibly heard the incident, and that they also were in the vehicle where their mother was, Miss Roberson, was being transported out of county.
In a surprise decision, the judge allowed the parents of Imani Roberson to take the stand and speak directly to Anderson.
You lose, we win, because you ain't gonna never see the streets again.
I tried to get her away from you. You could have taken my life and not my daughter's so she could raise her children.
The judge set no bond for Anderson and returned him to jail. Outside of court, family members vowed to get justice for Imani Roberson.
But we are not going to stop, and we do ask for the community and anybody else to stay involved and to be supportive, because there's 4 children without a mother.
The investigation remains ongoing, with law enforcement indicating the possibility of more arrests. The case drew attention to the seriousness of domestic violence and the need for victims to seek help and support. Imani's family, while devastated, expressed their resolve to hold those responsible accountable for their actions. Imani's younger sister, Patience, directed her words towards Donnell Anderson, the accused killer, and her brother-in-law. She called him a sociopath. And also expressed the desire that he loses everything. Because what he did was out of nowhere and for no reason.
You shouldn't have anything. You should lose everything. Because that was just out of nowhere. For no reason. You're a sociopath to me, like you're insane.
Imani's mother, Clarine Andujar White, expressed her anguish over being unable to reach her daughter and the confirmation of her worst fears. When I couldn't reach Imani almost 3 weeks ago, I knew something was wrong. My worst fears were confirmed, and our family is devastated.
Today is a very difficult day.
Imani Roberson's mom and dad.
For our family, especially the mother and the father. When I couldn't reach Imani almost 3 weeks ago, I knew something was wrong. Late last night, my worst fears were confirmed, and our family is devastated.
Sheriff Eric Levitt, addressing reporters, emphasized a broader message to the community, stressing the significance of recognizing toxic relationships and urging individuals to speak out against abuse.
We've had about 4 to 5 murders this year, and every last one of them has been domestic family violence related. And if there's anyone that's out here that is involved in a toxic relationship, whether you are receiving mental abuse, verbal abuse, or physical abuse, it is not worth keeping quiet. And we need for you to step out and say something so we can end such tragedies like this, especially tragedies like this that involves children. These are 4 kids now without a mother, and unfortunately now without a father. And now the grandparents are stuck to raise these children. These children are going to need a lot of counseling. They're going to need a lot of support. This family is going to need a lot of counseling and a lot of support.
Imani Roberson's children, fortunately unharmed in the ordeal, will be under the care of their grandparents, as confirmed by the sheriff. The family's statement served to underscore the harrowing impact of domestic violence, the necessity of seeking assistance, and the importance of holding those responsible accountable for their actions. The tragic fate that befell Imani Roberson stands as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of domestic violence. A life once filled with promise and warmth was abruptly cut short, leaving a void that can never truly be filled. The question that lingers in the aftermath is one of profound sadness and disbelief. Why did this happen? The senseless loss of Imani underscores the urgent need to address the deeply rooted issues that lead to such tragedies. It's a haunting thought that there were likely moments when intervention could have made a difference. Friends, family members, and acquaintances may have witnessed the cracks in Imani's relationship. They might have sensed the undercurrent of abuse, the tension, and the fear that often accompanies it. Perhaps some tried to reach out, but the isolation that often comes with abusive relationships might have rendered those efforts futile. This heartbreaking incident emphasizes the importance of raising awareness about domestic violence and creating safe spaces for victims to seek help and support. Now that both of their parents are gone, Her children have to find their way through a world that's full of sadness and big changes. Her parents, siblings, and extended family are left grappling with a sense of injustice, of a life taken too soon. Imani Roberson's story serves as a call to action, a plea to make a difference in the lives of those who may be suffering silently. As we reflect on her life and the tragedy that unfolded, let us be reminded that it's within our power to create a world where such stories are relegated to the past, and where every individual can live free from fear, violence, and the shadow of what might have been. My condolences to the family of Imani Roberson. May you continue to heal and one day find peace. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.